Is DeepSeek Harness worth following? Use these 3 signals to judge an AI agent harness. Do not let attention make the decision for you. You will leave with a screenshot-ready 3-signal follow card for choosing whether to watch, run an isolated trial, or defer. In August 2026, DeepSeek AI published immutable DSH v0.1.1 RC2. This episode is pinned to that release, it's tagged README and user guide, and the official plugin showcase. It remains a developer preview with possible compatibility breaks. Attention does not prove quality, performance, security, reliability, production maturity, or architectural leadership. This video is packed with practical, high-value insights to help you get better at using AI. It's a longer one, so follow Tiny Agent and save it so you don't lose it. Separate, people are talking about it, from, it deserves your time, and you will avoid a lot of empty trend chasing. A release confirms a version, date, and stated changes, but it comes from the project and only proves what the project published. An official plugin showcase confirms that people are building extensions. It does not automatically prove stability, compatibility, or fit. Stars, post counts, and shares are attention signals. They cannot explain popularity by themselves and cannot replace acceptance evidence from your task. A useful decision answers 3 questions together. Does it hit a real problem? Is the extension ecosystem inspectable, and can you absorb the maturity risk? Those signals lead to only 3 actions. Keep watching, run one isolated trial, or defer. Even 3 positive signals authorize a small experiment, not immediate production adoption. Chapter Recap. First, an official release establishes version facts. Second, community activity establishes attempts, not quality. Third, a follow decision returns to task fit, ecosystem evidence, and risk. The first signal matters most. Can you name one concrete task you want an agent to handle now? The official user guide says a DeepSeek Harness agent can read and edit workspace files, run commands, delegate work, and maintain a plan. Those capabilities matter only when they meet a familiar action, such as reading a repository, making one bounded change, and running a named verification. On August 17, 2026, an independent r/DeepSeek question asked whether the harness was worth using with other model providers, showing a real audience decision about fit and cost. Mixed replies establish that the question exists. They do not prove that the tool is faster, cheaper, or more reliable. Write the task in 1 sentence, define the input, allowed actions, and the result that proves completion. If you cannot, you do not yet have a reason to follow. Choose a reversible task with no sensitive data. Judge the diff, tests, and time cost after the run, not the smoothness of a demo. Chapter Recap. First, name one real task. Second, use an inspectable result to test the match. Third, without a concrete task, watch before installing. The second signal is ecosystem activity, but it must be inspectable rather than promotional. The official README invites community plugins through the DSH plugin topic, and GitHub discussions includes a Show Your Plugins category. That category contains dated posts for different plugins, showing that the extension route is being used by the community. It is not a quality ranking. Post counts, reactions, or pin status cannot replace source, versions, installation notes, and compatibility checks. For H04, only confirm that the ecosystem is active and traceable. The next episode will handle the separate question of how to choose a plugin. If your task needs another provider, tool, or workflow, look for a maintained public implementation before investing in a trial. If you find only promotional images with no repository, commit, or installation boundary, record a weak signal instead of paying migration cost. Chapter Recap. First, the official category proves an extension entry point exists. Second, public implementations and dates make activity traceable. Third, ecosystem activity does not prove plugin reliability. The third signal is maturity. If the trial fails once, can you leave without damage? DSH v0.1.1 RC2 is an immutable pre-release published on August 21, 2026 and bound to a fixed source commit. Its release notes describe image upload and pre-processing improvements, evidence of active change rather than evidence of overall maturity. The README explicitly calls the project a developer preview and warns that compatibility breaking changes will occur. That is the key current boundary. Do not convert attention into security, reliability, or performance claims, and do not read an RC label as a production guarantee. A sensible trial uses an isolated directory, a non-critical repository, minimal permission, no production secrets, a pinned version, and a quick rollback path. If your workflow requires stable APIs, long compatibility, or unsupervised high-risk actions, the current signal points toward deferring rather than migrating. Chapter Recap. First, pin the version and commit before testing. Second, budget for compatibility work in a developer preview. Third, defer when you cannot exit quickly. Compress the decision into one card you can screenshot and reuse for every new agent tool. Row 1, problem match. Do I have a concrete task, explicit input, and an inspectable outcome? If not, choose watch. Row 2, ecosystem. Is there a public entry point, dated implementation, and traceable evidence? Promotion alone is a weak signal. Row 3, maturity risk. Can I pin the version, isolate the trial, and roll back a failure? Lower the investment when any answer is no. 3 clear signals allow one isolated trial. 2 belong on a watch list. 1 or fewer means defer installation and migration. This is not a quality score or a security certification. It only determines how much time to invest next and where a person must take over. Write the result back onto the card, what completed, how long it took, where it failed, and how you recovered. The next decision starts from evidence instead of attention. Screenshot this 3-signal card to check your next agent tool. Chapter recap. First, check problem match. Second, check ecosystem evidence and maturity risk. Third, 3 signals still authorize only one isolated trial. Is DeepSeek Harness worth following? Use these 3 signals to judge an AI agent harness. Check real task fit, inspectable ecosystem evidence, and affordable failure risk, then choose watch, isolated trial, or defer. The project remains a developer preview with possible compatibility breaks. Attention does not establish quality, performance, security, reliability, or production maturity, and the card is not an official certification. What concrete task would you test first with DeepSeek Harness? Share the task and its acceptance check in the comments. Follow Tiny Agent. Tiny Agent helps you get better at using AI.